right, Brett, we are back.
We are back, Pastor Dan.
Two pastors in a pod.
Two pastors in a pod is back. It feels good.
It feels really good.
Do you want to take a guess at how many days it has been since our last podcast?
Well, you just told me right before we started.
I did tell you. I told you how many days it was.
Well, you didn't tell me how many days. You told me when was the last time we did it.
Yeah, it was.
I said May.
Yeah,
and I was right. I had the right
14th.
one. May 14th.
230 days.
230 days.
But we're back.
We are back.
And it feels good to be back.
It does feel good to be back.
Yeah.
So we need to do these more on a regular basis.
We do. And we will.
Yes, we will. So we'll get them out on our Facebook, on our YouTube page and everything like that.
Of course, yeah.
A lot has happened in those 230 days.
A lot has happened.
And we're still in shutdown.
We are still
in lockdown or restrictions or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
But here at HCC, you want to know what is new within these past 230 days?
What is new?
Or at least new to our listeners and our viewers?
Yep. Oh, I like the transition.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I was not ready for that. I like it.
We have ordered, boom, check that out, HCC viewers. Many of you who are attendees of our church and members of our church are already aware of this, but some of you don't. There's a nice armpit shot of mine.
I was going to say, some of our viewers are probably rocking these right now.
Right now, as we speak, yep. They're either rocking their HCC hoodie or their HCC t-shirt.
Yep, absolutely.
That's right.
Man, these look
good. If you are a member or a regular attendee of HCC, you need to get one of these and represent. We had a family head down south.
Yes, they did.
A couple of weeks ago, they went down south and they were rocking these in the airport. They were posting pictures.
Yes. I love it.
Hand it up to you. Oh, awesome. Keep it going. Keep it going.
And, Pastor Dan, this spring and into the summer, we are looking at doing, and we are going to have an HCC co-ed church softball team.
I'm pumped about this.
And we will be rocking these t-shirts and hoodies.
I'm going to buy a t-shirt and I'm going to either cut off the sleeves or like go Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
Like, get like those, like cut them up or whatever.
Heck yeah.
Dude.
You can do like war paint too. Hey,
there we go.
If our viewers want these, how can they get them?
If you are not a regular attendee or do not make it out to HCC, you live a ways away, or you're a heathen and you just stay at home all day, sorry. You can call up the church and you can talk to our lovely secretary and we will set you up with one of these hoodies and or t-shirts.
Done.
So there we go.
Get yours while you can.
That's right. That's right. So, boom. Did you like that transition?
I was shocked. I'm like, where is he going with this? What's new?
I know.
The hoodies and t-shirts.
The hoodies and t-shirts. So I hear it like on the radio. They're like talking, and then they like have to transition. They always say we gotta make our money.
Yeah.
So they like try to transition from what they're talking about into like the commercial.
Yeah.
And so
that's it.
I just did it.
You're so on it. Our listeners want to know that we have
230 days.
230 days.
Nothing. All right. It's been 230 days. We have a 230-day hiatus.
Yes.
And so we've talked beforehand. You have come up with a couple of different things.
I have.
With a couple of different hiatuses that are longer than the two pastors in the pod hiatus.
Yes. So longer than 230 days.
And I have done the same thing as well.
All right.
So you've got a goofy one, a funny one, and then a more serious one?
Yes.
Okay. I'm along the same. I got the same thing.
Yeah.
More goofy one, and then I got a more serious one.
Yep.
Should we do our goofy ones first?
Sure. You go first, because I have a feeling that we're gonna be very similar.
It's gonna be probably right. It's probably gonna be the same thing.
But go ahead.
Right. So we're heading into the last week of the NFL season.
We are,
and it is another season, another year where the Lions have failed to make the playoffs. So what is longer hiatus than the two pastor and a pod hiatus? It is the Detroit Lions playoff appearances.
Yes, and it has been a long time.
Horrible season.
Yeah.
I don't think this season could have gone any worse. I mean, it could have. We could have, instead of having 5 wins, we could have had 0 wins.
Yes.
But then that might have been a good thing, because then we would have the top number 1
Trevor
overall.
Lawrence.
We'd have Trevor Lawrence, Although the Lions would probably do some boneheaded move and draft a wide receiver.
Or a tight end.
Or a tight end.
They love those tight ends.
That's right.
So Dan, mine's actually very similar to that.
Right,
I kind of took that to the next level. It has been, I'll do this. The last time a Detroit sports team won a playoff game, last playoff win, and this is the Pistons, the Red Wings, the Tigers, and the Lions.
It would have been the Pistons.
It is not the Pistons. It is actually the Red Wings.
Oh,
I'm talking playoff victory.
That's right.
The last Detroit sports playoff victory was the Red Wings on April 17th, 2016. It has been 1,718 days since a Detroit sports team has won a playoff game. The Pistons have made the playoffs twice since then.
We got swept.
They got swept both times. They've lost 8 in a row. So 1,700 days since the Detroit sports team.
This is a bad stretch for Detroit.
And that playoff when Peter Mrazek, the Red Wings goalie, pitched a 2-0 shutout against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round.
Very nice.
But that was their only playoff win that year, I believe.
Jeez.
It has been a long, painful time to be.
I really do feel that, and we've talked about this before over these past 230 days, that within the next, I'll say 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I think Detroit's going to find themselves on the opposite end of that spectrum.
I agree.
I think the Pistons are going to be good. I think the Red Wings with Yzerman's going to turn that franchise around.
Yep.
I think that the Tigers are heading in the right direction.
Yep.
And then, Lord, please, I really hope the Lions do well too.
I know. It'd be awesome.
It would be really good.
It'd be like 200007 to 2013 all over again.
Yes.
You had the Pistons in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Wings winning cups.
Yes.
Tigers getting after, making the World Series a couple times.
Man, that's so disappointing the Tigers didn't win a World Series.
I know.
That's rough.
And I think 2013 was their best shot. And they didn't even make the World Series that year.
Yeah.
That was the David Ortiz Grand Slam year.
Oh, man.
Pain.
Ortiz. Yeah.
Pain.
That's tough. So, okay. We've got spiritual or more serious.
Mine's church related, yeah.
Yours is church
actually
related?
Youth group related.
Okay, we'll let you go first with yours.
Sure. Well, as a youth pastor, I had to do this one for all my youth students. Our last youth group trip was 304 days ago.
Really?
And that was our winter retreat to Spring Hill. Since then, we had summer camp get canceled.
Yeah.
I was looking at doing a fall retreat. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
This year's winter retreat got canceled.
Wow.
So hopefully we can get to summer camp this year. And that is my prayer.
Yeah, I would say winter camp shut down pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So winter camp is definitely shut down. Yeah, I would hope and I would think that summer camp is up and going.
Yeah, I know, and I think it will. I think it will be.
I think
but we are overdue because I'm telling you that last winter retreat we did was one of the best, most fun, trips, youth group trips I think I've ever been on.
That's cool.
We had a blast. So
yeah, you've got the picture out there in the hallway.
Oh yeah,
it looks like the kids were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, we took a big group to that trip, and that was a good time.
Is that the year where you guys got stuck in the ice storm coming back? And
no, that was
sliding off the road before you even out of the parking lot.
Yes, that was 2 retreats ago.
Okay,
so yeah, that's a story for another podcast. Right?
Remember at the previous church we worked at, we were going to go to one camp on the other side of the state, and
I remember this.
And they had so much snow that year that the big mess hall or the big cafeteria, the roof literally collapsed in.
Yes.
5 days before we were supposed to be up there, it was all over the local news here on this side of the state.
Yep.
And I remember watching the news and being like, wait, we're supposed to go there next week for a winter retreat. I
remember that, yeah.
And then we didn't know if it was up in the air for 24, 48 hours.
Yep.
And then they were awesome. They did they made it work. We did everything in their gym. They have a brand new gym and stuff like that.
That was Winter Blitz 2014.
Winter Blitz.
Winter
you remember the year too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. All right, what about yours? What do you got?
Okay, so mine's like your previous Goofy one's a little more bigger picture.
Sure.
Mine's way more bigger picture.
Oh, we're getting serious here.
Yes. Mine's mine's like is about as bigger picture as you can get here.
Okay.
So the hiatus deal, I don't know how many days exactly. I don't know if anybody, I'm sure somebody out there, some theologian or Bible scholar, will be able to pinpoint it as to where we're at right now. But what has been a longer hiatus than the two pastors in the pod? The advent of Jesus Christ.
Hey, I like it.
There we go.
I like it.
There we go. So about 2,000 years ago, we had the first advent of Jesus Christ, and now we're waiting for his second coming, or his arrival.
Yeah.
So there are things longer than the two pastors in the pod.
Yeah. That one especially. We're looking at a couple thousand years on that.
That's right. The second coming of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I am so looking forward to that time, especially after this year.
And I'm almost certain that that's soon. I'm not sure that hiatus
after 2020. Yes, exactly.
I know.
What else can happen?
Yeah, I almost did that one, but I figured, I said, Dan's going to do that one. So I'm going to wait for him to bring that.
You know me. So, yes, I'm looking forward to that time. Very much so.
Oh, me too.
All right, so let's talk about the next thing that we have on our docket here, and that is, I got a new smartwatch.
Oh, very, very impressive.
You know, like that. So I
look at my smartwatch one. Okay, go ahead.
Right, hold on. I don't know how to. I only know how to you do like the time and the steps. Me and my kids, we play games with each other. Where's the date? Oh, there's the date. It is Wednesday the 30th.
It is.
So tomorrow is New Year's Eve.
Yep.
And what often happens with New Year's Eve and the New Year's Day is New Year's resolutions.
Oh yeah, I love those New Year's resolutions.
So are you a New Year's resolution guy?
I am, but I really try to stay away from the typical New Year's resolutions. Like, I want to work out, I want this, that's like everyone does that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I love that.
What have been your New Year's resolutions in the past?
I guess this one is kind of typical, but I'll say I want to read more. But I'll get specific. I'll get specific with it though.
Okay.
I'm I want to read more theology, or I want to read more American history, or so things like that. I like to be more specific with it than I want to read. I want to read.
That's good. Mine's pretty general now that you mentioned that. So, what are yours then? Yours are pretty specific? Or here, give me one.
Sure.
How many do you have?
Well, I have 3.
Okay.
One of mine, though, is a year ago, I started reading through the Bible, Genesis to Revelation. Yes. But I did not do it, I didn't do it with a plan. I had no plan going into it. My goal was just to read it at my own pace.
Did you start in Genesis?
So I started in Genesis and going to Revelation. I actually, this morning in my quiet time, I just began the Psalms. So I've progressed from Genesis to Psalm chapter 1 as of this morning. But I just kind of take time to read and reflect and kind of do it at my own pace.
So you're not necessarily putting time constraints on that. You're just saying, I just want to start reading my way through the Bible. It's not like I got to read the whole Bible in these next 365 days. Okay.
Yeah. However, I do want to wrap that up by the end of 2021. So that's one of my resolutions.
I thought you were going to say by the end of this year. I was going to say we need to stop this podcast and you need to get moving.
No, I don't. No, by the end of going in by the end of 2021, I want to have that done.
That's good. But the book of Psalms is smack dab in the middle of your Bible.
Yeah.
So you're looking good. So you're on good pace.
But that's been a really cool thing for me. Yeah. Because I've done so many read through the Bibles in the past. Yeah. But this one's been good because it's hey, I'm going to read what I want to read, and I'm going to take time to reflect on that specifically, and then I'll move on from there.
Gotcha. That's pretty good. Yeah. That's really good. What are your other ones?
My other one
give me your next one.
Yeah. So I just graduated with my master's degree. So
everybody, our viewers at home, round of applause.
That's another thing
Pastor Brett.
That's happened in the past 230 days. So
I think I know what you're going to say now.
Yeah. So now I want to read more books that I actually want to read, and then I've wanted to read the books that I've studied in seminary. Yeah. But I've also and those books have been great, but I have to read those books. And now I have time to sit down and actually make a list of
read the books.
These are things that I'm interested in reading, and take time to read those. I'm really looking forward to having a year of reading.
More targeted reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. I think about that too. I oftentimes think in my head, okay, I want to read more on this one particular area or that particular area. Cat out of the bag. That's one of my resolutions. I want to read more. Yeah. But I just said more general.
Yeah. Get specific with that. I like to get specific.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. So, and I often think to myself, oh man, I want to zero in on this particular area of theology or this particular period of history or whatever it is. Yeah. So, and that's pretty good.
And for me, if I know I'm preaching on a topic coming up here.
Yeah.
Like I can even take time just to slowly like read and study on that topic leading up to that point, or just whatever topic. I don't know. You know, I haven't had this opportunity in 6 years between my I have of that in my.
What do you want to read more on? What is your targeted read? I mean, do you have a targeted reading or
not right now? I mean, I got to come up with some. Okay. You know, I got to kind of go through and think what I want to read. I'm kind of interested in like Bonhoeffer. You know, the book Bonhoeffer. Like that book is fascinating to me. Yeah. And maybe like people like that. You know,
so biographies.
Yeah, like biographies. Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha. That's really cool. I just finished a biography on Chuck Colson. Mm-hmm. I can't believe it's Born Again. It was like put out in the 70s or whatever, and I just finished reading that when I went out hunting. I had the paperback, so I'd sit there and I'd pull out the Chuck Colson biography. I would literally read a paragraph, look up, and I'd take a look at to see if there's any deer. No deer. Then I head down and read another paragraph. Yeah, I just finished reading that biography. It was pretty good. Yeah. So there were some things like with his theology that I wasn't like completely done with, but just the story of his life is just crazy. And do you know anything about him? No. Just a little bit. Yeah. He's like He was involved in Watergate. Okay. He was President Nixon's hatchet man, so he did all of President Nixon's like dirty work. He ended up serving time in prison a few months, and he talks about his time in prison, and it terrified me to like go to jail. Yeah, and obviously it should. Yeah. I mean, prison isn't a place you don't want to be. But then I started thinking about like what's going to happen in the future here, and this is me being a little pessimistic about the future of our country and just the religious liberties that we currently have and how they could one day be taken away and how we as Christians could be persecuted. Right. And am I willing to go to prison for my belief in God, my belief in the scriptures, my proclamation of the gospel of Jesus Christ? And he talks about some of the things that happened to him in prison. And I remember thinking to myself, man, that could be me in 10 years and 15 years and 20 years. Am I willing to go to prison because of my faithfulness to Christ? Yeah. Okay, this conversation went woo. I know. We're going all over the place. Sorry. But anyways, Chuck Colson's really good. Yeah. I should let you borrow. It's a pretty easy read. Yeah. So, one of the areas that I was thinking about just like about a month and a half ago is I want to know more about church history. Yeah. So like going back to like the time after the church that we have in the Book of Acts all the way up until modern day. I really unfortunately don't know much about, or I don't know as much as I should know about church history. Yeah. Especially leading up to the Protestant Reformation. For sure. Onwards. So. Yeah. Okay. Dang, sorry. Interesting.
My last one's a fun one.
Okay, what is that?
Dan, I love working out. Yes. So my goal is to squat 350 pounds and to bench press 330 pounds.
Oh, there you go.
And yesterday,
where were you at?
Right now, my max squat is 275. Okay. Which isn't awesome, but it's not
bad. You're there. You're doing more than probably 99% of the people out there. And the rest of
I failed on 270 on bench press the other day. So I'm kind of in the same area, but I'm getting there. So by the end of the year, I want to be in the 300s.
Okay. Well, you got 365 days to add.
Then I'll come over to Danland, which is your gym. That's right. I will.
Danland downstairs in the basement.
I don't know what I'll do, but I'll show up there.
There you go. All I've got is like dumbbells. I do have some plates. Yeah. But
hey, that's all you need sometimes.
We get it done down there in Danland.
I was literally texting my
product of Danland right there.
That's a big product right there. I was literally texting my wife today, and I told her, I said, I think we were in better shape when the gyms were closed and we were just outside working out with like 20-pound dumbbells. That's all we had. We're still in good shape now. Right. I mean, I'll tell you, when you're forced to like work out with what you got, you can do some crazy stuff.
That's pretty good.
And you got quite a bit down there anyway.
I do have. My collection has definitely expanded within this past year.
That's pretty awesome.
My gym has grown.
Home gym's a dream for me. All right, your New Year's resolution.
All right, my New Year's resolutions, I already told you one of them. It was to read more. Love it. So, but it was more generic. Yep. And now you're telling me.
But you got specific.
I need to get specific. Well, it was church history. I don't know. Yeah. There's other things that I want to talk about or like read on too.
Hey, if you want to be generic, you be generic. I was just saying that for me.
I don't know. That's a discussion for another time. I do feel like if you want to be really good at something, I was just talking to my wife about this. Like you got to really zero zero in on that one thing and like push everything else aside.
For sure.
And like you just got to become an expert in that one particular area and like let everything else just kind of fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
But then I'm just such a people pleaser and I want to do everything. I want to make sure everything else. Okay. Well, anyways, moving on to the next one. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is something that I now thought I would have never said a year ago.
Oh my word. Okay.
One of the things that I told my family I wanted for Christmas that I wanted Santa Claus to bring was a guitar.
I heard this.
That's right. So I didn't get a guitar for Christmas.
Oh.
I know. But we have an old, actually it's my mother-in-law's guitar.
Let's go.
It's in the basement. So I pulled it out after Christmas. It literally had one string. It had the E string. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So yesterday after I left work, I went to the music store here in town.
Way.
I bought a package of strings. I put the strings on the guitar. Jude and I did it. Jude's my son. He's been playing guitar for 4 years.
He's good.
And he's very good. And so he helped me put them on. And then he gave me my first little guitar lesson yesterday.
Way.
So I want to learn the guitar in this next year.
Absolutely. I do. I love that.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yep. So that's one of my resolutions.
You sang at church.
I can't believe that.
2 weeks ago. And now in the new year, you're going to be playing guitar.
There's a whole new side of Pastor Dan that is going to be revealed in this upcoming year.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. One Christmas, Hannah, she got me a keyboard for Christmas. I just play chords and stuff like that. And, you know, I'll play and she'll sing and she plays guitar too. But, I haven't gotten I'm not an expert by it by any means, but it's a great hobby. And I
used to say that the only thing I could play was my iPod or my MP3 player or whatever it was. Yeah.
Your CD player.
And my CD, my Walkman, my Discman.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna be able to say, I'm gonna be able to say I play the guitar.
That's awesome. And you have your son to teach you.
I have my son to teach me.
He just performed in front of the church.
He did.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
Yeah.
So, and my daughter, she wrote her own song.
Yes.
This is like dad bragging time.
Yes, totally.
Wrote her own song and sang her own song.
She did.
There we go.
You're going to have the handsome.
It all comes from this man right here, all of this musical talent.
For sure.
This is going to be
I'm sure your wife totally agrees with you on that.
Exactly. So, all right, well, I think that was a good episode back.
Hey, for our listeners too,
yes,
if you guys have New Year's resolutions,
very good,
let us know. Or if you want to add to our longer hiatus than the last 2 Pastors in a Pod thing.
Or if they've got topics or discussion
or questions
that they want us to talk about on the podcast. Not saying that we'll get to every single one of them, but they should post them below.
In the comments.
Yeah,
we'll have this on Facebook and YouTube.
Put it underneath. And then if you're lucky up there, we might just take that and then talk about it on our next episode.
That would be awesome.
All right, cool. All
right.
Didn't we end with the elbow bump?
We did. So let's do that.
Let's do it. All right, there we go. Happy New Year's, guys. And we will be seeing you sooner rather than later.
Peace.